Hey guys, it's me, Noah, coming at you with another video. I'm here with Orion. Orion, tell us what you're doing.
I'm updating my Herald of Perfection deck because I got some spicy new techs. Ooh.
All right. Let them know. Okay.
Okay.
You started the deck profile.
I am right now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm not gonna go really into explaining the card choices except for the spicy techs. So 3 Herald of Perfection. This deck basically says no to your opponent playing Yu-Gi-Oh, which I find very enjoyable when your opponent just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh. So 3 Herald of Perfection, main card in the deck. 3 Cyber Angel Benton, searches all your light fairies, which hint is every single card in the deck almost. So those are your, usually you just use Herald and you tribute Benton and then you get Benton back off Dawn on the Herald. It's disgusting. The deck's nasty. I'm playing 2 Sephiras now. This is another change. I figured the 3rd Sephira is just making me brick. You only really need to see the 1. You only really need to see 1, but having 2 is nice in certain situations. That's why I'm playing 2 Sephira. This might eventually come down to 1 if I find maybe another card I want to put in there instead, but I'm liking the 2 right now. Onto the first spicy tech. Wait, hold on. I think this is actually the only spicy tech. All right, the only spicy tech. I am playing 1 Necroz of Brionac and 1 Necroz of Unicorn. So, obviously, I'll just tell you guys I'm playing 1 Kaleidoscope too. So this is this 3-card Necroz engine I was talking to someone at my locals about, and we both agreed that this is like insane because he said you should only play the Unicorn, but I was like, why not just play the Necroz of Brionac? Because then you increase your chances of opening up Unicorn, and then this is a 6, and all your rituals are 6s. So this is where the 2nd Sephira comes in, because usually you don't want to like tribute the Necroz of Brionac for the Herald, but you can tribute the Necroz of Brionac for the Sephira, and you really don't care because you don't need Brio if you've already summoned Unicorn. And so basically like the deck's like super recyclable because like you run like Emerald and stuff to put your cards back. So you can reuse this, and if you go first turn Herald, first turn Unicorn with like 2 negates in hand, they can't use their extra deck to out your Herald Perfection unless they run over this in their battle phase, which you can usually just stop them from getting to their battle phase by negating stuff, and then their Perfection negates all their other stuff. So this basically shuts down their extra deck as well as being like a huge ass issue for your opponent. And there's so many ways to get this in this deck. Manju searches this. You can get the Kaleidoscope off Ritual Sanctuary. The Brionac searches this. What else searches it? You can draw into it. It's just like really accessible and then really powerful because also when you summon this with Kaleidoscope, it lets you search for more ritual cards. So it lets you get further into your combos and lets you combo further into the more Herald of Perfection searches and stuff like that. So like, it's ridiculous. And this card is Floodgates extra. It's really broken. I like it. It's really my secret spicy tech I like doing. Then this is pretty standard. 3 Star Scepter and 3 Chair, because this is searchable and makes 3 material rank 3s, rank 4s that fuck everybody up. 3 Manjus, and this is another self-explanatory card, really. Now, I'm still playing the 1 Honest, because you can search this at any time you need it, and it's recyclable off Sephira. And I'm actually playing now, this is another change actually I made. I'm playing 1 Archlord Christia, because you don't make this turn 1 usually per se, but you can search this and then turn 2 summon it, because if you negate stuff on your opponent's turn, you're going to load your deck graveyard with fairies. And you can just change the name of your fairies in your graveyard, usually with Ritual Sanctuary pretty easily. And then you summon this gets you another fairy back, which gets you another negate, and then you also Floodgate special summoning. So if you have like this on board, Herald Perfection on board,
Game over.
And like Unicorn, your opponent, like, you don't even need Unicorn. You just need this and Herald Perfection, you just fucking win Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you can negate anything that gets rid of this. Unless they like Kaiju, which they can actually Kaiju because they can't special summon. So this stops them from Kaijuing your Herald, and then your Herald negates everything else they want to do to try to out this, so it's like the lock. I'm trying to mention this. So 1 Christia, really, really strong. And searchable too off Benton, because Light Fairy. Making a card that when it's distributed searches any Light Fairy is just like such a good idea, Konami. I'm surprised that more people have been sleeping on this deck. Actually, my friend told me the other day that the Benton and the Ritual Sanctuary are rising in price. And I'm glad to see that, because like the deck's actually really disgusting, and I don't know why people slept on it for like the first 3 weeks it was out. 3 Ritual Sanctuary, card's ridiculous. 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites, another ridiculous card. I'm actually really hype. This is a little news flash. When this video was made, I don't know when they're going to release it. But new spirit support got announced, and spirits are getting a ritual level 8. That's a wind. When it's summoned, it bounces 3 cards your opponent controls, and it can special summon a spirit from your deck, ignoring summoning conditions. And then when it leaves, it returns the hand at the end of the turn, and when it leaves the field, it puts 2 tokens on the board that are level 4. So it's really gross, and this obviously could be nasty because you can search the ritual spirit. And then ritual sanctuary is also really good. Just generic, more generic ritual support. Then ritual spells: 3 Dawn of the Herald, 1 Hymn of Light, and 1 Necros Kaleidoscope. These are just self-explanatory. I could probably cut Hymn of Light down to 2 now, but I also like Hymn of Light as a target to actually, this deck's actually 41 cards. The deck's 41 cards now. I like Hymn of Light because you can usually just set it off and then pop it with your Star Seraph stuff, and then you get protection for your Herald and Grave. And you can discard it too off of Ritual Sanctuary. But the deck's 41 cards. If you want to make it 40, this would be the first thing I say to cut. It'd be cut the Hymn of Light. So that's the ritual spells. Now 2 Terraforming to see your Ritual Sanctuary. 2 Instant Fusions, because this is recyclable and Norton's recyclable. 1 Upstart Goblin. The reason I'm playing 41 too is I was gonna cut the Upstart Goblin. The reason I didn't cut the Upstart Goblin, left it at 41, is that you can just keep putting this back in your deck, and it's basically just a free spell to play to get you a card, and then also puts another card in graveyard for your Ritual Sanctuary to summon cards back. So it's basically just like, oh, like I'm down a card, but I have Upstart, play Upstart, draw a card, put 4 back in my deck, including the Upstart, which I can use again later, and then you can summon a level 4 or whatever level you want from your grave. And then 1 Preparation of Rites, because the card's broken, and 1 Soul Charge, because everything in the deck's recyclable. That's a spell. This deck's so good. On to the extra deck now. 1 Fairy Cheer Girl. Another fun thing to note is that Norton is a fairy, so you can just instant fusion, summon Manju of Norton, make Fairy Cheer Girl, detach, draw a card. Really good combo. 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Diamond Dyer, 1 Castel, 1 Emerald. These are kind of like just toolbox, rank 4s. Then I'm also playing now 1 Gaga Cowboy, because the deck has some OTK potential, but not necessarily a lot, because you're kind of more grinding your opponent out this deck. You're not trying to OTK them. So Cowboy actually come up quite a bit of times where I was playing and I didn't have Cowboy, and I lost because I wasn't able to kill them, and I didn't have enough resources to stop every play they made the next turn. And if I'd had Cowboy, I would have made a win, but I didn't, and I couldn't. It's not like I couldn't have made Cowboy. I could have made Cowboy, and then I couldn't make it, and it was just couldn't get the damage off. So Cowboy is actually really good. And also gets over pretty big cards too. It gets over anything that's 3K. Yeah, anything less than 3K, this gets over. Yeah. And then 1 Utopia Lightning and 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Lightning. This actually gets over anything. Now it's the
Destroyer, right?
What?
For the Dark Destroyer.
For the 1 Dark Destroyer, for the Chaos Max, for anything that you don't want to, anything that you want to swing over. Not for the 3 material, number 104, barely go into this, but it fucks extra battle phase decks. 1 Deltaros, they can't respond to this being summoned, so you can summon this and then pop cards, and then watch your opponent cry. 1 Ouroboros, this is the best first turn play. Deltaros is usually better going second. Oh, Ouroboros is still nasty. This is basically just Trishula, but nerfed really hard. 1 M7 to put, you can go M7 lets you set up for Krista easier because it lets you detach and then put cards back in your hand. Also lets you recycle your Heralds and stuff. 1 Utopia the Beyond. 1 second, let me read this card actually. You can actually use this card with 1 second. So if you have Dead Xyz, you can use this in its second effect to get Utopia Lightning from your grave. So that's really good if you need. But it doesn't come up that often. But if it does, I guess that's a thing. Now 1 Norton and 1 Herald of Arclight. This is send off Kaleidoscope, and this is for instant fusion. That's the deck.
Anything else to say about it, bud?
It's probably, I don't play competitive like I've stated other times, but if I were to play in any tournaments, I'd either enter with this or Virtual Beasts. As much as I love synchros, I feel like just making your opponent not play Yu-Gi-Oh is just the best way to win Yu-Gi-Oh.
Solid. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.